So my name is Dr. Magare Gikenyi. I'm a consultant trauma and general surgeon. I'm an employee of Nakuru County Government. I'm also a human rights activist or a defender or a constitutional defender. So today I'm happy that the Supreme Court has delivered a judgment in which it has found that the High Court and the Court of Appeal misinterpreted the exhaustion doctrine. We had filed the petition before the ERLC, which essentially complained that if you check the 51 permanent secretaries who were appointed by the president in the year 2022, they contained 11 women out of the 51. A quick math shows 11 out of 51 was 21%. The Constitution requires that each appointment should adhere to 2/3 gender rule. So that's what it meant. So having found that, the Court of Appeal, the High Court and the Court of Appeal disagreed with me, but the Supreme Court has found that the law, the superior courts, the High Court and the Court of Appeal were wrong. That they were saying that you can never challenge the constitutionality of the appointments until you go to Parliament. But I said that this is a constitutional issues. You can challenge those unconstitutionality through the provision of the ERLC or High Court. But both the High Court and the Court of Appeal disagreed with me that you can never be allowed to question the validity of the constitutionality of the appointment if you did not challenge the same during the vetting stage. So they were saying you can never challenge the constitutionality of the outcome if you did not challenge the process. The Supreme Court has found that the thinking one thing and has set them aside. So which means now we will move to the High Court and file the same petition. That if the petition, if the so-called appointed permanent secretaries do not adhere to 2/3 gender rule, in addition to ethnic and regional balance, then we will move to the court to challenge the same. Because what we are saying, Article 3 of the Constitution requires us, all of us, to protect, uphold the Constitution and respect the Constitution. That's why we're saying, as we are talking, we need to have the court to determine the constitutionality of those appointments. That's why we're saying, if we find the same, of course, we will be seeing everything, we will be analyzing everything, the circumstances of the present aspect, and if there is need, then we will move the High Court to quash the state appointment. Because the adherence of the 2/3 gender rule is not discretionary power of the executive or legislature. It's a constitutional provision which needs to be adhered to. Constitutional provisions are not for ornamental values. They are not there to make the Constitution look beautiful. They are there to be followed up to the letter. So I'm very happy that the Court of Appeal and the ERLC finding have been set aside. The Court of Appeal was the ERLC ruling was delivered in the year 2023 by Justice Bera Mungaya, whose ruling has now been set aside. The Court of Appeal was the judgment was set aside, was delivered by Justice Msinga, Ole Kantai, and the Korir. So the said judgment has also been set aside. So I think from there we are happy as a country that like for us, for public interest litigation, this provision would have hindered us a lot. That the court found that you can never challenge the lower courts, that you can never challenge the outcome if you don't challenge the process. It was very ridiculous form of argument, but I'm very happy now the Supreme Court has agreed with me that those provisions or the judgments of the lower courts were wrong and we were right. We have been allowed by law, and the way the Constitution was saying that any person can move to court and challenge a constitutionality of any appointment, notwithstanding the fact that he did not challenge that fact during the process level. That's what I can say. So what I can say and summarize that as a society we need to work together so that we can ensure at least this rule of law, constitutionalism, and everything for us and the future generation, to ensure the society we live in is better than we live in. We ensure that we live a society a better place than we found it.